Hello, and welcome to the fiendishly fun Halloween YouTube hop that Sweet November Stamps is hosting this weekend to celebrate our brand new Lucky 13 Halloween release. We are calling it Lucky 13 because there are 13 brand new stamp sets available in the Sweet November Stamps store right now. I am Amy, and I am co-owner and illustrator of Sweet November Stamps. And today for our video, I thought it would be fun to use the brand new Halloween Plushies 4x6 stamp set. These little Halloween critters are really great if you are a beginner colorist. Or even if you have been coloring for years and years, they work great for cards where you might not have a bunch of time to devote to coloring. They're very simple and cute little images. We've got the bat, the spider, the cat, and the owl. And today on my Slimline card that we're going to be creating, we're going to be using the bat, the cat, and the owl. And I'll be saving the spider for his own little card later on. You also have 4 sentiments included in the set. Flying by with a Halloween high, too cute to spook, creeping it real, and scare up some fun. So this is just one of the 13 stamp sets that is up for our grand prize for this YouTube hop. If you play along and hop along and watch, like, and subscribe all of our fabulous designers who are participating in this fiendishly fun YouTube hop, you will be entered to win all 13 of the brand new Halloween stamp sets. That's over $200 value, so it's a great prize. Definitely a great incentive to watch the videos, but just the videos on their own from these amazing crafters, you're going to walk away with a lot of fun inspiration no matter what. So highly recommend you play along, and thank you for joining us. All right, so let's get working on our card here. I'm gonna do a step-by-step through the first part, and then once I get to the coloring aspect, we'll just speed up the video and put on some music so that I'm not taking up hours of your time. All right, so I've got my stamps here, and I've already prepped my Slimline card front. It is a Mama Elephant Slimline die. I think it's like Cityscape set or something like that. And I've crafted my own kind of mask of lined up circles to kind of create a window effect on this card, just using a round circle die and some masking paper. I think this one's from My Favorite Things. And we'll start stamping in our critters. I'm going to start with the cat over here, and I want them kind of off to the side. Now, because my mask doesn't cover all of the white paper over on that side, I am going to put in a little bit extra masking material over off on the side here, just to make sure we don't get any black line work over there. All right, so I'm just going to line up my little cat. Ink him up with Memento Tuxedo Black because I will be coloring him, and that's my preferred ink for when I'm coloring with my Copic markers. Now my ink pad is not super juicy, so where's my little thing? I'm probably going to have to stamp it a couple of times to get a nice crisp black line. Plus it's my first time inking up the stamp. go. Okay. Now we're going to move on. Clean that off, get it on its carrier sheet so I don't lose it. And now we've got the bat next. I'm gonna move this and repeat that process so I don't have him go into the other window there. And we're just gonna kind of wonk him so he's kind of flying into the scene, like so. Ink up the bat. Give him some good pressure. One more go round. Aren't these guys cute? Just simple, not a lot of details that you have to worry about shading too much. Just really sweet, little goofy little characters. There we go. And then finally, we've got our owl who's gonna go over here. Okay. And he's gonna get offset over on this side of the circle, kind of perched down there on the bottom. Okay. One more time. All right, there we go. Now, I am going to be masking off these critters for the next step in our card design. I've already cut them out. If you haven't masked before, all you do is take some of your masking paper, put it down where your stamp was, stamp on top, and then fussy cut it out. You'll see, but I just wanted to speed up the process a bit by having these done ahead of time. So there's my mask for the owl, and we'll put it right over top our stamped line. And this is just going to protect the image from the inking that I'm going to do here in a moment. I just want, so that's why I'm making sure I get it nice and lined up. There we go. We'll do the same for our bat. Okay. And finally, our little cat. All right. All right, so for this part, we'll take this out of the Misty. Got a little scratch piece of paper here. I'm just going to do some simple ink blending using Catherine Pooler inks. Got 3 picked out. Going to be using Flirty Fuchsia, Lime Rickey, and Tiki Torch. And we'll start with that Flirty Fuchsia. And I have a Picket Fence blender brush that I like to use. I'm going to ink up the brush. I use that scratch piece of paper because I want this to be a really light color because we're going to be adding some stamps over top. So I don't want, we'll start just off the paper, kind of on our mask, and work into that circle. Being careful not to go out to the edges of the card there. See, I did a little oopsie there. I didn't start quite on my mask. That's okay because I think what I'm going to stamp is going to cover over that, but that's why I want to pay more attention to what I'm doing instead of talking. But yeah, so just very light circle motions just to get a little color behind our little cat here. That's getting really nice. All right, a little bit more right underneath our cat here, and then we should be good on that color. Okay. Next is our Lime Rickey. So I'm going to switch out to my brush that I use with my green inks. Again, starting right over our little critter there, and then working the color out from the stamped image. Keeping things nice and light because I'm going to be doing some tone-on-tone stamping. A little bit more right back here. Just these fun traditional Halloween colors and kind of a bright take on them with these bright fun colors because, you know, these are very cutesy, very childlike images, so I figured this would be going to a little kid. So might as well make it fun and bright and playful. So next is Tiki Torch. And I'll want to grab out my orange blender brush. And I'm again starting right over our little owl. and pulling the color out from him. Careful not to get my orange into my green circle over there. Little area right on that side. Hopefully I might have got a little orange, but that's okay. Okay. There we go. All right. Just get a little bit smoother blend over here. That one got a little dark, but that's okay. All right, back to the Misty. We're going to keep those masks on while the, circles of color are fun on their own. I thought we'd step things up just a touch. And I'm going to be using this older, it might even be retired, My Favorite Things, called Distress Patterns. It's got all these wonderful little ink blotches in it. I'm sure, there are so many stamp companies that have done similar kinds of stamps. I just wanted to create that kind of fun, artsy splatter effect back behind my critters. So I'm just going to put some of these stamps down wherever I feel like it. Let's do this guy. They're all sticking to me. There we go. That should look cute. Like so. And as I mentioned, we're going to be going tone on tone. So on that purple circle, we're going to be using our Flirty Fuchsia again, but this time directly on the stamps. So that's going to give us a darker impression of that color. That's why I wanted to keep the backgrounds nice and light. Really make sure you give it good pressure around where those masks are so you don't get too much of a halo effect where the mask naturally lifts the stamp away from your base cardstock a little bit. You can see it there right against our little cat. I might give it a little extra pressure right there. See if we can't get any to transfer. If not, I can always use my Copic markers, but see, already much better, much happier with that. Okay. Clean that off, because I'm sure we'll be using some of the same stamps on our next 2 circles. Let's see if I want to go different ones here. Let's do this splatter across the top here. Maybe this one along the bottom. And then I'll grab this little guy again and we'll just put it in a different direction than the last one. This little bloopy guy here. Again, I'm gonna go really fill this up because I like these splatters. Totally personal preference. How many you want on there. Pick up our stamps. Oops, didn't give that one enough pressure. There we go. So I want him in here. There we go. That will work. Get our lime Rickey ink out and ink up those splatters. Again, good even pressure, and then take my finger and really press along the mask edges. Put it down here. We're going to definitely want some extra pressure. Very nice, very nice. Okay. Very creepy cool. Clean off all that green ink. And I've just got a baby wipe here. I do have a stamp chamois, but totally forgot to get it wet and prepped and ready for this, so make these work. Okay. One to go. And let's see. Got this guy I haven't used yet. I might do this first and then add a couple more small ones in. He's blocking a lot of space there that I want to fill with splatters, so I think in this case I'm going to have to stamp twice to get the look that I want. Okay, so first layer of stamping. Get that Tiki torch back out. Again, right around our masks. Give it some extra pressure. I did go a little dark on that orange. Not getting as much definition as in my other two colors. We'll try giving it another coat. That's better. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, I want to get some of these smaller ones back in there. Where the stamp, the larger stamp, was kind of blocking it last time. There we go. Back to our Tiki torch. And it'll probably take 2 coats of this as well. Just because I got a little crazy with the orange ink blending. Yeah. There we go. Awesome. Clean those up. Clean up my fingers. Put our stamps away. We're almost to where I'm just going to start coloring, so we'll speed up through the rest of the video. Before we do, I'll reveal all that ink blending work and masking work that we did. So I'm just going to pull away the masks. Oh wow, that orange went through. Crazy. I don't think it'll be too much of an issue though. I think I can color over it. And there's our bat and our cat. And then we'll take off that initial mask. It looks like I did get a little bit of color along the edges there, but I do plan to go around the edge of this with some black ink to give it kind of a Halloween-y look. So that's not gonna, I'm not gonna fuss around about that too much, but otherwise that turned out pretty darn cute, other than our really saturated orange kind of seeping through. But you'll see during the coloring how you can hide that and all that work that you've done is not for naught. So that's a good lesson too. Things don't always go 100% how we plan, but usually there are mass embellishment opportunities, or what is the other one? Happy accidents kind of thing. So we'll start coloring, and like I said, we'll speed through that. At the end, I'm going to put together the card. I will note now that I'm going to be using, I've got a little mix of sequins, 2 of the sets, new sequin sets that are also, there are 6 sequin sets available to that coordinate with our Sweet November Halloween release. And this is a mix from the Halloween treats and the Give a Hoot sequin mixes, and I'll be sprinkling those on as embellishments at the end of the video as well. All right, so stick around if you want to see a speed coloring. And thank you very much for participating in our fiendishly fun Sweet November Stamps YouTube hop. We hope you enjoy the new release. Bye.